Welcome everyone. Today we are going to learn something new, and the something new we're going to be learning is origami. So I'm very curious. We have lots of people here with us live right now. So go ahead and put in the chat and let me know, have you ever done origami before? Have you ever done origami before? Yes or no? Into the chat so you let me know where you're at with your skills. Now, a lot of people, we got a mixed bag so far, not on purpose. That is the funniest comment. I love that. Tried without success. Yes, never. A lot. Sister-in-law. Yes. So we have a little bit of everything, which is great. And that is a good place for all of us to begin. So, I'm going to walk you through some of the Japanese art of paper folding, which of course is origami. And we're going to start with one of the basic origami shapes, which is this paper crane. There's lots of symbolism behind this paper crane, and there's lots of things we can do with this paper crane also. So I'm going to kind of tell you all the different tips and tricks and things about this crane as we go, along, of course, with the instructions and with the paper folding. So one of the things I recommend for today's class is some origami paper. If you have never done origami before, I highly recommend going ahead and treating yourself to some origami paper. It's going to be a lot easier to fold. It's going to work a lot nicer for you. If you are more experienced, of course, you can take any kind of paper you want. I've done it with magazines before, but if you're a newbie, they're pretty slippery, and so magazines can be a little bit tricky to fold with origami. You can also use newspaper, you can use cardstock, you can use scrapbooking paper. But if you are a beginner, do go ahead and treat yourself to some really nice origami paper. So this is the pack that I picked up at Michael's, and right now at Michael's, at the end of some of the paper crafting aisles, there's a really cool display of different sizes and different types of origami paper. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. This particular pack that I suggested in our shopping list for today has 3 different sizes, and it also does have an instruction sheet. So this instruction sheet will give you some examples of some of the things to do. I think one of the trickiest parts with origami is that the instructions can be difficult for some people to follow. So I think having me as a guide right now and kind of walking you through that is definitely going to help some of you who might not have been able to get over the hump of kind of learning how to read those directions and follow those directions. So here's the beautiful paper pack I have that has 3 different sizes of paper. We have about 55 sheets in total, so we can make lots of different sizes. And just for you to kind of reference, this large paper right here is, I'm trying to see how big it is. It's 9 5/8 of an inch square. So these were probably measured in centimeters and transferred into inches, which is why it's a weird number of inches, because we're doing it for our metric friends. And then that particular size square turns into this size crane. And to kind of give you some reference points, then we have the next size square, which is about 6 7/8 inches square. And it's going to give you a crane about this size. And then the last set of squares is going to be about 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. And it's going to give you this size crane. So you can see the difference. The larger square obviously is going to give you a much larger crane. It's kind of nice to have the variety of all the different sizes, and you can kind of play with these and put these together into different scenes. I also like to kind of string the cranes together in order to hang them. And so if you have a couple of different sizes, you can put them on a string together and maybe have like a little crane family being attached together. So if you have the same paper pack as me, I'm going to start with the largest square just so that everybody can see the paper nicely. And remember that there are some instructions. So I'm going to be doing the crane, and the crane is included in the instructions. The way that I'll do it and explain it is going to be just a teeny tiny bit different at the beginning, but then all the rest is going to be the same. So if you want to have a visual next to you and you have this paper pack, you can kind of put it to the side. But if not, you and I are going to go through this several times. So I think by the time we've done it maybe twice, you'll kind of have it memorized and muscle memory will kick in and you will know exactly how to fold a paper crane. So I'm going to start with this beautiful orange square. And what's nice about the origami paper also is that one side has color and the other side has white. And the reason why that's another great starting place for people who've never done origami before is because you're going to be able to see the different sides of the paper when I'm folding, and it's going to make more sense to you. If you have something printed on both sides, you might get a little bit confused looking at some of the pictures and looking at some of the diagrams. So it's nice to start your origami journey with real origami paper that's usually just printed on that one side. So if you have questions as we go, feel free to add them in the chat. I'm going to go pretty slowly all the way through the crane once. I'm going to go through the crane again a second time. And then a third time, if anyone is interested in kind of trying to figure out how to do it and you might be getting stuck at one of the points, please don't panic. Remember that this might be a very brand new craft to you, but you can, if you want to, turn your camera on. During the recording, your screen won't show up during our recording that's going to be on YouTube, but it might give me an opportunity to kind of problem solve with you and try and see if I can figure out what you might be doing wrong or what you might need to be doing differently.
And
So keep
Megan,
that in mind. Yes, Felicia.
so since you mentioned already about any questions, there is someone wanting to know, will you be doing any boxes as well?
Great question. So we're definitely going to go through the cranes about 3 times. And then if there's still time, I would love to show you a little bit more. So the boxes that they mentioned look like this. And this is what I call modular origami, or sometimes people call it geogami. So it's kind of like building blocks. And once you learn how to do this unit piece, then you can put a bunch of them together to make different shapes. So 6 of these unit pieces can turn it into a cube, and 12 of those unit pieces can turn into something called an octahedron. And I think it's 24 of those pieces can turn into something even larger like that. So I don't know that we'll have time to work on the square today, but Felicia is going to throw into the chat some of the directions on how to fold the modular geogami pieces. And the directions for that are already on the Michaels website with a little bit of a picture tutorial that I made. So feel free to go to the projects page and type in origami, and you should be able to find how to make the modular pieces. And then, if the cranes are successful and you're feeling good about that, maybe challenge yourself to go to the next level with those other geometric pieces. So here's our square. In our very first fold, I'm going to the white side, is going to be to fold the entire paper in half. It is a square, and I want you to fold it into a rectangle. So match up the top as carefully as you can and go ahead and crease that fold. And so far with our folding, we have the white side is going to be in with the white side, and the outside of the group of the paper is going to be the colored pieces of paper. So we have just folded our piece of paper in half. Go ahead and do that. Now, have the blank open stuff down towards your belly, and the fold is going to be on the top of whatever table you're working on. And then what we're going to do is we are going to fold this rectangle in half. And we're going to fold the rectangle in half to make it into a square. So the first 2 steps so far, we're to take your piece of paper and fold it in half to make a rectangle. And then we're going to fold that rectangle in half to make a square. Fold your paper in half to make a rectangle. Fold the rectangle in half to make a square. Now we're going to open it back up. The open pieces of paper are still towards your belly. They're at the bottom of your table. You're going to take the top right corner and you're going to bring it down to the center fold. So I'm taking the top right corner and I'm going to meet that center point where I just folded, and I'm going to make a crease. So now we have turned our paper into a trapezoid. I took the top right corner and I folded it down to the center point, straight along this edge, and I made a crease. I'm going to flip my paper over. So here's my trapezoid flipped over. I'm going to take the top right corner again and fold it down to the center and make a crease. So I took the paper and flipped it over, and then I took the top right corner again. So what this has just done is we have a triangle. Here's all the open paper. We have a triangle with a flap over here. And if I flip it over, we have the same triangle with the same flap over here. Now this is a little bit of a tricky part. So hopefully you're here and you have the triangle with the fold and the triangle with the fold. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the center pieces where all these folds are, and I'm gonna open these apart. So it's kind of like opening up a mouth, where what I'm doing is I'm taking the center part of this triangle and the center part of this triangle, and I'm spreading them apart. And when you spread those two apart, it kind of looks like a mouth that opens and closes. And you're going to let the mouth close, and you're going to gently push down those creases, letting that mouth close. And I'll show that part again. So we were at the triangle with the flaps. I'm going to the center and I'm grabbing this side. There's 2 layers or 3 layers, I guess, technically over here. And there's 3 layers over here. And I'm pinching them and I'm pulling them apart. And when I pull them apart, it looks like a mouth that opens and closes. So let the mouth close. And right now you have a diamond and you have a bunch of loose paper edges at the bottom, and all the nice folds are towards the top. So hopefully you're doing okay with that. And here comes our next step. I call this folding ice cream cones. I'm going to take one layer. There's 2 layers over here. I'm going to take one of the layers and I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to line it up with this center crease right here. So this looks like half of an ice cream cone. Half of an ice cream cone. I took the corner and I lined this straight edge with that center line, and I made half of an ice cream cone. Then I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going to take this corner and line it up along this center fold as well to make the other half of the ice cream cone. So all of the loose pieces are down here. All of the folds are up here. And I've just taken each of the corners of one of the thicknesses of the paper and folded ice cream cones. Now I'm going to fold my whole entire piece and flip it over. And I'm going to do the same thing where I take these 2 corners and make ice cream cones. So I'm going to take this corner towards the center line, and I'm lining up the straight edge over here with the straight line in the center to make half of an ice cream cone. Over here, I'm taking this corner and I'm going to match it towards the center and make sure that that straight line matches the center straight fold. And I've made the other half of my ice cream. So I have an ice cream cone on this side, and I have an ice cream cone on this side. All of my points and my folds are up top. What used to be all the open pieces and the loose paper is down towards the bottom. And now with these 2 kind of kite-like shapes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the sides and I'm going to open it up. So I'm taking one of the ice cream cones and I'm unfolding it, and I'm going to make another one of those kind of like looks like a mouth. Looks like a beak. So I have kind of unfolded the ice cream cone in order to make a mouth. And now what I'm going to do with this mouth is I'm going to take the corners of the mouth and I'm going to fold them in. And what I'm doing when I'm folding them in is I'm basically reversing this fold. I'm taking this line, and instead of it going that way, I'm going to tuck it in. So at the mouth, at the corners of the mouth, I'm going to put the corner of the mouth towards the center of my piece. And when I push it towards the center, it's going to reverse the fold that's already there. So use the fold line that's already there and use this fold line that's already there. And this is what it looks like so far. Take the other corner of the mouth and push it towards the center and reverse those folds. This is what we have so far. And you can go ahead and close that mouth back up. So now it looks like what we just had, except there's no more ice cream cones, it's just the kite shape. The other side of my piece looks like this still. It still has the ice cream cone, but once we've opened the mouth and turned the corners of the mouth in, reversing all four of those lines, all four of those folds, then you're gonna let that close back up into this kite shape. Now I'm gonna flip it over and I still have these ice cream cones and I'm gonna do exactly the same thing I just did. So I'm gonna undo the ice cream cone, kind of peel it back open, and I'm taking this very top layer of paper and I'm kind of opening it up into a mouth. So this is the same set of steps. So if you weren't able to do it on the other side, try these same steps on the side that you're on, and then we can get you back in line and we can get you back on track. So you have your ice cream cone. You're going to undo the ice cream cone, take up that top layer, open it up like a mouth. So you might need to kind of stuff your hand in there to kind of open it up like a mouth, kind of 3D. And then once you have an open mouth, you're going to take the corners of the mouth and you're going to push the corners in towards the center. And when you push the corners in, you need to reverse these folds. So here's one fold, and here's another fold. Then I'm going to push in the other side of the mouth, and I'm going to be reversing these lines. Once you've pushed in those corners and you've reversed those folds, it already feels like the mouth wants to close. So just go ahead and let it close back down. And then you can kind of go over all these creases and make sure that it can lay a little bit flatter. We will go through the whole entire crane again when this is done. So if you can just hang on, we can get back to you and help you out. And we'll do it a couple of times so that you can feel really comfortable with it. All right, all of the open folds are down towards my belly. All of the closed parts are towards the top. It's like a kite. What we're about to do is we're going to take one of the layers and we're going to fold it up, which means that this paper is going to bend a little bit towards the top of your kite. And you're going to take this paper, this triangle, and you're going to fold it up. And then you're going to need to kind of crease it right here in the center in order to keep it up like a very tall diamond. So it went from the kite and I pulled this up. And now you can see kind of the crease inside of this long kayak looking diamond. I'm going to flip my paper over. I still have the kite shape over here, and I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to peel up that top layer and I'm going to push it up, which means it's going to kind of have a little bit of resistance here in the middle, but you're going to push those down. And now this is what I call a diamond with legs. So if you are with me and if you are doing it correctly, you should have a diamond that you can walk these little legs around, because this part should be separate and this part is not separate. If you have a diamond with legs, you're ready for the next step. If you have a diamond with legs, we're going to take each one of these legs and we're going to make ice cream cones. And these ice cream cones are going to make for even skinnier legs. So in this particular project, the more ice cream you make, the skinnier your legs are. So that's kind of fun. I'm going to take the corner, and what I'm going to do when I make the ice cream cone this time is I'm trying to line up this line with the center line. So when you're lining up that line with the center line, you will have a little bit of overlap up top here where there's a lot of paper going on. So you're taking the corner, and the corner is coming towards the center in order for these lines to line up in the middle. And that's just like the ice cream cone shape that we did before, but this time it's a lot thinner of an ice cream cone. So here's the ice cream cone fold towards the center. And notice how there's all this extra paper up here, that's fine. And we're only doing it through one of the layers. We're leaving the other layer alone. Then I'm going to take the corner on the other side, and I'm going to do the same thing. The corner is going to come towards that center, and I'm going to match up the side with the center seam as best I can to make an ice cream cone. There we go. So these are our skinnier legs because we just turned them into skinny legs from our ice cream cones. Now I'm going to flip the whole entire thing over, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Here are the legs, they're still walking. I'm going to fold ice cream cones towards the center. So I'm matching this line to the center line. So increase that all the way across. I'm going to take this towards the center line and match up this line with my center seam. And now, if you have done this correctly, you should have a diamond with even skinnier legs. So make sure that your diamond can still move with the legs. And believe it or not, we're almost at the end here. So I hope you were able to hang on, and if not, we're going to go through it again, don't worry. So here comes the next part. You have your skinny diamond with legs. When I turn it over to the side, there's a seam right here. I can put my finger through here, and I can kind of spread this open. So here's my diamond with legs. I'm turning it to the side, and when I put my finger through here, it kind of opens this up. We're going to take this paper and we're going to fold it up. Honestly, I think this might be the trickiest part. So we're taking this paper, put your thumb through it or put your finger through it to kind of open up that seam. And then you're going to pull this up. And when you pull this paper up, you're going to reverse it. And this is how you make the neck of the crane. So I'll show that again for sure. Here's my diamond with skinny legs. I turn it on to the side. I put my thumb through to kind of open that seam up. I'm going to pull this paper up. And when you pull it up, it kind of naturally starts going and reversing itself, and let it do that. And then you're going to pinch it down here, and you're going to pinch it up here when it reverses itself. And this is kind of the angle that you want. You don't want it to be all the way straight up and down because that's not going to look like a crane, and you don't want it too far out. Maybe an angle kind of like this would be perfect. I'm going to flip it to the side, and I'm going to do the same thing where I put my thumb down through here to kind of open it up. And when I pull this triangle, this point down here towards the sky, here's what I'm doing. And then these papers are kind of going to want to fold towards each other, and go ahead and let them do that. Let them fold on each other. And you want this angle to be about the same as the other one. So when you have it in the angle that you want, then you just pinch it down and you pinch these. Then I'm going to take this side and I'm going to fold this down a little bit, and that's going to be the head of my crane. So I take the point, I fold it down a little bit, and then I pinch this to keep it, to make it stay. So here's the tail of my crane, here's the head of my crane, and then if I gently pull on the two wings, the body puffs out, and I've made a crane. Look at me. So I'm curious to see or to hear in chat how many of you were successful And how many of you would definitely like to try again? Let me know if you got it. Let me know if you need help. And that is our very first origami crane. Congratulations. We will definitely do it again, don't you worry. And think this time, if you got stuck last time, when we're doing it again, if you get stuck the second time, try and think of where it is that you're stuck and see if there's a question you can ask, because I'd love to try and explain it or show it a little bit differently so that you can feel more comfortable doing it by yourself. So I think if you were able to follow along and if you were able to make your crane, congratulations. We're going to do another one. And then I think after a bunch of people are going to do probably after you've done two of them, you're definitely going to be able to just start cranking them out. And you're going to have a lot of fun making these with all different colors and all different sizes and things like that. So I'm going to take another of the big paper because I think that that was a good visual for you. It does kind of stand up. If you pull the wings apart, it kind of puffs out the body. And sometimes I like this body to be a little bit square. And then it can, I guess it doesn't stand up on its own. It kind of just flops. But you could make it so that it stands up on its own by kind of adjusting the bottom. All right, I'm taking another of the large squares from my paper pack. Here's the red side. Here's the white side. I'm going to start by folding the whole entire thing in half to make a rectangle. So fold your square in half to make a rectangle, please. And when I was teaching, before I started working at Michael's, I was a high school and middle school math teacher. And I loved it when the kids would be like, which way do I fold it in half? But when it's a square, it doesn't matter because both ways are the same. So that would always make me giggle. So fold it in half to make a rectangle. Don't fold it in half to make a diamond. And then we are going to fold the rectangle in half to make a square. Rectangle in half to make a square. And go ahead and make a crease right there. So we fold it the whole entire paper in half. Then we fold it the rectangle in half to make a square. Then I want you to open it back up to the rectangle and notice, make sure that all your open paper is facing your belly, is facing down, and your nice fold is on the top. Then you're going to take the top right-hand corner and you're going to fold the paper down to this middle point right here. So the top right corner folds down to the center, and I can crease this line. I've made a trapezoid. I'm going to flip my project over, flip, and I'm going to take the top right corner and bring it down to the center again. And what I've done with that is I've made a triangle with a fold and a triangle with a fold on each side. So I have a triangle with the fold, I have a triangle with the fold. Now this part's a little bit weird, but what we're going to do here is I'm going to take the top layers with one hand and I'm going to take the bottom layers with another hand. So I've grabbed the fold in the triangle and the fold and the triangle, and I'm going to pull my hands apart. And when I pull my hands apart, it's going to make that mouth open and close. Pull them all the way apart so that the mouth closes, and it's going to close into a beautiful square, rhombus, diamond, whatever you would like to call it. All of my open paper is at the bottom. Now, if you struggled and you weren't able to make a crane last time, it might be because of this step right here. Make sure that all your open paper is at the bottom. Make sure that the folds are at the top. We're about to make ice cream cones towards the center. So what I mean by that is to take this side, and this side is going to match up with this center line. So I'm taking the corner and pulling it towards the center line, and I'm going to have the center line match up with that side to make half of an ice cream cone. Then I'm going to take the next corner and I'm going to fold it towards the center to make the other half of the ice cream cone. And make it a little easier on yourself. If you make these folds a little bit more precise, it's going to be easier to do at the end. And make sure that you crease this fold because it's also going to help you when you're reversing the mouth. So make sure that you make those creases nice with your finger. I've made ice cream cone, and I'm going to flip everything over and do it again. Make sure that all the flappy stuff is at the bottom still when you flip it over. And your ice cream cone point is going to be where all the flaps are. I'm folding an ice cream cone towards the center line and I'm creasing it. I'm folding another ice cream cone half towards the center line and I'm creasing it. There we go. So you should have a kite with these ice cream cones on both sides. That's what should be happening so far. Now what we're going to do is we are going to open up one of the layers and we are going to open up the mouth. So you're taking one of the layers and you're kind of unfolding the ice cream cone and pulling up just one of those layers from the bottom. And you might need to kind of poof it out with your hand to kind of get in there. But now it kind of looks like an open mouth again. You're going to take the corners of the mouth and you're going to push the corners of the mouth in towards the center. And when you push them in towards the center, you're actually going to be reversing these lines, these folds. So I'm reversing this line. I'm reversing this line. I'm pushing the other corner of my mouth in. And I am reversing and reversing. And once you've put the corners of the mouth in, go ahead and close the mouth. And then you can gently crease those spots too. So you close the mouth after you've pushed the corners in. Flip over your piece. You still have an ice cream cone over here, so you need to undo the ice cream cone. Pull up that bottom point with your thumb. And when you kind of open this up, it opens like a mouth. You're going to push the corners of the mouth in towards the center. And when you push it in towards the center, you are reversing each of these folds. Push it in towards the center. Reversing these folds. And go ahead and close the mouth down and gently crease all of that. So you should have a kite on each side, no extra folds because you reversed the mouth. Now you're going to take one of the layers and you're going to pull it all the way up to make a really long diamond. So you take one of the layers, it does fold over part of the kite, and you're going to make a really long diamond with the seam down the middle. Flip it over, take another one of the layers, and pull that layer all the way up. And it is going to crease, so crease this backwards right here. And now you have a diamond with legs. And if you have a diamond with legs, you should celebrate by doing the diamond with legs dance. All right. Now we are going to change. Yay, diamond with legs dance. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to take these legs and I'm going to make them even skinnier by creating ice cream cones again. So this time when you're making this ice cream cone fold towards the center, I'm going to, it's a longer fold and it does go over top of this part up here. So you are going to have some extra paper up here that gets folded over also. And then I'm going to take the other side and I'm going to put this line towards the center seam in order to get skinny legs on this side too. So someone in the chat is talking about a children's book that goes over all the instructions, and you're right. So I did mention that the classic art of origami kit is sold on Michael's Online. You're right. Um, let me finish this crane and then I'm going to tell you more teacher stuff. So let me focus on the crane first. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn this diamond with legs into a skinnier diamond by folding ice cream cones to the center line, please. Ice cream cones and ice cream cones. And now you should have a skinny diamond with legs. Ooh, look at those legs. Even skinnier. This is, I think, the hardest part. So you have your skinny diamond with legs. I'm going to rotate my paper and kind of rotate it 90 degrees. I'm going to take my thumb and kind of press open the side seam and let these kind of fall open. So here's my diamond with legs. I'm rotating the paper. I'm putting my thumb down through this to kind of open it up. And then I'm going to take the tip of the paper and I'm going to pull this up. And this is how I'm making the head and the tail of my crane. So you're going to pull it up. You will feel a little bit of resistance right here. And when you pull it up, this fold in the center is going to kind of fold over top of itself. So it kind of reverses. And you're going to, when you find the angle that you like the head to be at, once you find that angle, then you press it down right here. So use your thumb and finger to press this down at the angle that you like. So this has folded back over in half. See how it was thicker? And when it comes up, it also bends and folds itself back in half. And then here's the angle I'm pushing down. Then over here, I'm going to open up this seam with my thumb. I'm going to pull the bottom piece towards the top. And when I pull it towards the top, I'm going to reverse the paper. So the paper is going to fold in towards the center. And it's going to fold kind of like in half, but towards itself. And then it tucks itself in to this other paper really nicely. And then one of the sides, it can be either one. You're going to fold that little tip down, probably about an inch. And then you can pinch it right where you want it to make the head of your crane. And then I'm going to gently pull on the wings in order to puff up the body. And if you don't like the position of your head and the tail of your crane, you can still adjust it and then just repinch it down there. If you don't like it sticking out the way that it is, you can change that. And ta-da, we have made another paper crane. Let me know in the chat if you got it. So if there's anyone who got stuck again, and if you have a specific question, it would be great if you were able to kind of explain it or ask me a question. Fraser Crane, I see what you did there. Someone's naming their crane Fraser. I like that. So if you felt successful in that, then you can keep going. You can try all the different sizes of paper. So remember I told you we have our largest square, we have our middle size square, and we have our smaller square. So you can make a whole collection of your cranes in all different sizes. I am going to talk about some of the other things that we can do together with these cranes. So, and I will fold the crane one more time before we go. So if you need one more chance, we'll try and do our best to help you this time. So let me talk about some options. Once you get in the habit of folding the cranes, here are some teeny tiny cranes that I was folding. They're only 2 inches by 2 inch squares. And so once I did that, you can turn these into earrings. So if I take a little eye pin and just stick a little metal pin through with a jump ring, I can easily turn these into cute little earrings with these adorable 2x2 papers. Also, another idea, and I'm kind of going to go a little bit more down the teacher road of why we do this, or one of the purposes behind folding these paper cranes. So the paper crane is kind of like a really beautiful story. The paper does need to be a square to start with, but it's been a Japanese tradition for forever to fold these paper cranes, but it became popularized probably in like the 50s and 60s again because after the atomic bomb was dropped in Hiroshima, there was a little girl named Sadako. There's a great book about Sadako that they have as a kid's version of the book too. And so when I was a classroom teacher, this is a great interdisciplinary lesson. So you can talk about history, you can talk about the war, you can talk about the atomic bomb, and then you can also use this as an art project, and you can even turn this into a math project because remember when I'm doing all that folding, the way as a math teacher, I would definitely go through all of our different shapes. You heard me say things about trapezoids, you heard me say things about diamonds. So I can talk a lot of different things and I can tell them about the different quadrilaterals and different shapes and really put this into a geometry math lesson as well. So anyway, with the paper cranes, the tradition is that a crane in Japan is known to live for 100 years. So the story behind paper cranes is that if you fold 1,000 paper cranes, it will help you have a long life. So after the atomic bombing, Sadako was sick with cancer because she had so much radiation poisoning from the remnants of the bomb. And so she was in the hospital, and one of the things she did while she was in the hospital was she just started folding cranes. And cranes are supposed to be symbols of peace, hope, and love and long life. And obviously, she was just a little girl and wanted to have a long life. So she kept folding and folding. And then, of course, the neighborhood and the community joined in with her. She did end up passing away before she was able to do all 1,000 cranes. So it's kind of this tradition of people taking over and finishing for her. And so a lot of times people will do these paper cranes when it comes to kind of a show of hope, a show of peace, a show of hoping for someone's healing if someone's sick. So it's a beautiful gesture to give someone a paper crane. I want to show you this one. This particular one, what I did and what I think is also a beautiful idea is you can kind of use it as some sort of reflection if you have a bunch of friends or something, or if you're on a retreat and you want kind of a physical activity to do on the retreat. You can take your piece of paper and you can write some of your hopes, some of your dreams, some of your wishes, some of the things that you want to kind of send into the world as positive messages. So I think that that is lovely to write down on your crane and then go ahead and fold the crane the exact way that we've been folding it. But now you have a collection of people's wishes. Another thing I love to do with my paper cranes is remember sometimes the goal is to fold 1,000 of them, and you will, unfortunately or fortunately, become pretty addicted, by the way, to folding these cranes because you will become very good at it and you will be able to do it with every piece of paper you see, no matter what the size is. So another thing I like to do is take an embroidery needle and some embroidery floss, and there is a little hole at the bottom of your crane right here where all the paper folds come together. So I'll stick my embroidery needle through that hole and then it will poke up through the body. And that's how I string these together. So if you are going to try and make a garland or try to make 1,000 cranes, it is definitely recommended that you string them together like this and have that needle to kind of poke through and gather them. If you want just a couple of cranes on your thread, you can always kind of separate the cranes by putting some beads. They tend to stack up and stack on top of each other very tightly like this. But if you want to spread them out on the garland, I would suggest tying bigger knots in between each one, or also putting like a pony bead or some kind of bead in between, maybe a wooden bead if you want to keep it kind of natural. So you can do all of that and kind of spread these out further. I've also seen people do this in the backgrounds of weddings. So again, what a beautiful thing to do that maybe at some of your showers, building up to either a baby shower and a birth, or building up from a wedding shower to a wedding event. Maybe you can have people who come to these showers each fold something and maybe it has a message on it or maybe it has some kind of prayer on it. And then you can kind of string them up as garland and hang them during the main event. And it's just a really nice way to kind of get your whole community involved in something and really feel that love and feel that power of putting that all together. So you can use copy paper, you can use construction paper, you can use any type of paper. Newspaper works great. Magazine can work, but it is a little bit slippery. And so if you're a newbie, it might be a little bit more challenging. But you can use any size paper, any size square, and you can fold all kinds of cranes. So we are going to do one more crane before we go. And I would love for you to join in. Let's see, I'm gonna do a nice, pretty blue crane. I'm gonna use a medium-sized square this time. And if you want to write an intention, if you wanna write a word on it, if you wanna do something like that this time and kind of take it for yourself, just take a moment and write down whatever it is you need to write down, and then you can fold that into this prayer or into this wish and send it off into the world. So here's my square. I'm gonna fold my square in half to make a rectangle. And I'm going to make the crease. I love that you made a crane family for sure. You can have all sizes of cranes. So here's the rectangle. Then I'm going to take the rectangle and fold it in half to make it a square. Then I'm going to unfold it to bring it back to the rectangle. I'm going to take the top right corner and pull it down and make a crease. I have a trapezoid. I'm going to flip it over and take the top right corner and fold it down towards the center. And now I have a triangle, and either side of my triangle has that extra fold on it. And if I was still your math teacher, I would tell you what kind of triangle this is, and I would give you way too much information, but I'm going to spare you. Then, this is a tricky part, you're going to open up the triangles with your thumb. So you're going to take one of the layers of the fold in the triangle with the other fingers. Yes, isosceles is right. And you are going to pull these apart. And when you pull them apart, the mouth is going to open and close. Let the mouth close and press down these seams. You have all your empty paper, all your flaps towards your belly. Does anyone know what part comes next? Ice cream cones. Ice cream cones towards the center. So ice cream cone towards the center. Ice cream cone towards the center. That's one side. Flip it over. Ice cream cone towards the center. Ice cream cone towards the center. And now we have a diamond with ice cream cones on both sides. Does anyone remember what part comes next? You're gonna open the mouth and push the corners of the mouth in. Push the corners of the mouth in, reversing these folds. And after you've reversed those folds, close that mouth back up. On the other side, open the ice cream cone into a mouth. Push the corners of the mouth into the center. Reverse those folds. Let the mouth close up. Beautiful. Now we are going to fold up to make that long diamond. So take it, it's going to fold over a crease right here, up to make the long diamond. On the other side, fold up and celebrate. You have a diamond with legs. You have a diamond with legs. Then you are going to do ice cream cones again towards the center. Ice cream cone towards the center. Ice cream cone towards the center. The rockets. Towards the center. Diana, do you mean when will that be available on YouTube? And now you have a skinny diamond with skinny legs. And here is the last part. The last part is to take your diamond with skinny legs and open up the side seam with your thumb. And you're going to pull this paper up. When you pull it up, the paper starts going backwards. So let it go backwards and kind of fold on itself. And also it's going to go into the little pocket that's already up here where my other thumb is. Decide what angle you want the head or the tail of your crane to be, and you can kind of adjust that right here. And when you find the angle you like, then you just press it down with your thumb. Same thing on the other side. Open up that seam, pull it up, let it fold backwards on itself. And I like to try to match the angles and press this down. Take one of the sides and make it into the head by folding that tip down. And when you fold that tip down, you can kind of pinch right here to keep it at that angle. And then we have our crane. So this is it for today with our cranes. If you do want to learn more about the modular origami I was talking about before, there are some directions that we put at the beginning of class, and we can put that again. On the Michael's project page, if you type in origami, you're going to see the visual directions on how to make this little piece. And then you'll put these pieces together. Also, if you really like this and you want to try another origami class, if that's something you're interested in, I of course would love to teach another origami class. So we can also suggest that. So if you are very interested and want to try again, I would love to show you how to do some of my other even bigger crazy things, and get even nerdier with some more geometry. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope that everyone was able to make a paper crane, maybe two, maybe three. So if you were able to make a paper crane, take a picture of it. And if you have Instagram, you can share it on Instagram. Tag us at Learn with Michaels. Show off your crane family. I want to see all the different sizes and all the different ones that you've made. So the link, I think we're going to add in one more time before we go. But I'm so glad that you feel like you have been able to master that crane. Show it off, show it to everyone, string a couple of them together, give them to someone as a gift. Thank you so much for joining us. And next week, we're back on Thursdays and Fridays with even more crafts. So we love to see you. We love hanging out with you. Make yourself some crane earrings. That sounds like a great idea. I think that would be absolutely adorable to have these teeny tinies. Thanks again, everyone. I appreciate all of the comments, and I'll see you again soon.